Alrighty, folks, we're going to get started very shortly. I just want to check one thing with Jane. Right, so good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Good afternoon to everybody on our live stream, wherever you may be in South Africa. I think we're having a video feed problem, so Jane's just going to switch it over. You're probably seeing a blank screen, and I hope you can hear my voice. But I will start as soon as Jane pops her head in and confirms that the live stream is online. So bear with us a moment. There we go. I hope the audio is up. Yeah, okay. Looks like we are live. All right, good afternoon again. Sorry for the delay. Hopefully the live stream, you are watching me live and clear wherever you may be. Jane is on the live chat. Introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending a sharp 35 minutes with you as we go through what we call our intro presentation. This is very much a business proposition. It's an invitation to join us in this partnership at DuePoint. If you have any questions, reserve them until after the presentation. I'm sure you're being hosted by somebody, so go speak to them once we're done here. If you don't like the answers, you're welcome to come speak to me. All right. So let's begin. So you're at DuePoint's head office. We are, however, a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurer in South Africa, so we're a full-blown insurance company. We are just down the road here in Randburg, so you're very free to visit us there if you really want to. But DuePoint as a business was founded 3.5 years ago. So in February 2016, DuePoint came together when a number of aspirations and factors came to fruition when we formed the business. I'm going to go through those quickly because it'll give you some relevant context as to our business and its relevance perhaps from your point of view. So number one certainly is economic and risk factors. I'm sure there is one reason why you're here today, that you've made time to come watch us, and we know what that one reason is. Right? Let's not beat around the bush. It's all about the money, right? And this is born out of necessity because we find ourselves in a circumstance that has a lot of risk in it from an economic point of view. And our jobs are just not doing what we need them to do anymore. Employment is not what it used to be. And so we are in a position where we are looking for something extra, something that might mitigate a lot of the risk that we find ourselves in. And so what we did as a business is we created an opportunity of social entrepreneurship. So as I said, this is a business proposition, this presentation. It's an invitation to join us in this partnership where you can create income for yourself and mitigate those risk factors. But our mandate together, the partnership responsibility, the accountability of both of us is to create what we call channels of distribution. So traditional companies, the companies that we've formed in the past have always adopted traditional forms of marketing, and that would be to go advertise and market typically like most companies do. But through this social entrepreneurship opportunity, we come to you to help us build our business in South Africa, to help us grow our footprint, our brand in South Africa. And so we require from you to go out and tell people about DuePoint, the opportunity at least. And so if you can help us build what we call channels of distribution for ourselves and for yourself, Well, there are a host of benefits waiting for you when you engage in the DuePoint system. So primarily, yes, we get to create additional income. That's why you're here. But the nature of the income is very important to discern because it separates us from many business opportunities. So I imagine, out of necessity, once again, you have been looking for opportunities in all corners. And so when you look at opportunities, there are a whole bunch of distinctions that you need to be aware of. One of the distinctions of DuePoint is that we create recurring income. This is something that is inherent to insurance companies mostly because we create what we call a book value, and a book value can very accurately predict how much money we are going to derive every single month because we build this asset, this channel, this book value that pays us every single month. We aren't a activity-based or commission-based or sales-based business. And that's wonderful because this allows you, recurring income allows you to make money while you're sleeping. Right? And this will only become apparent to you when we go further into the presentation. But when you build a channel of distribution here, the income that it affords you, almost earning a royalty out of our business. I was thinking about it this morning. I was listening to a business seminar podcast, as I do when I drive into work. And someone was describing various types of businesses. And I thought, the wealth engineers, the people involved in our business, almost have a share in our business. They do, because we're paying you virtually a royalty of the business that we've built. How many of us have shares in the businesses that we work for? Whenever do we get to enjoy the upside of the companies that we work for? Do you get a dividend check every quarter? Do you get a bonus when the company does well? Right, there are very few people that get to experience that. Maybe the executives and higher management, upper management get to experience that. But we're forced to, at the same time, experience the downside of business. Right? They won't give us the upside, but we're forced to experience the downside. Like, I'm sorry, the economy is doing badly. We're only going to give you a 3% raise this year, when inflation's gone up by 15% that year. Or they say, oh, sorry, we can't give you a raise at all. Or they say, oh, we're struggling, we've got to retrench people. Or you're 55, do you want to take an early retirement package? Right? And so we're forced to experience all the downside. And that's why getting involved in business, I'm going to talk about the value of owning the asset that you're building, but recurring income allows you to mitigate a lot of the risk that we find in employment. At the same time, we allow you to enjoy the benefits of growing a team around you that can help you build a channel of distribution. And so your results here at DuePoint are not entirely dependent on your own ability, but on the ability of a team around you. And a team can build a channel exponentially quickly and greater than you can on your own. And so that's a benefit you want to leverage as much as possible, as well as the technology, making our business very flexible to do. Again, the podcast I was listening to this morning, this lady was saying, and she earns $1 million a year. So she's earning about R1 million a month. Imagine earning R1 million a month out of your part-time business. And she was saying, if you're not involved in a business that leverages technology completely, you are going to get left behind. Because in our business, very much, and you'll hear me speak to this throughout the presentation, is that I want a lifetime commitment from you. Now, you don't have to sign anything that's to that effect, but that's what we desire as founders of the business. We want people to engage with our business in the long term, lifetime, perhaps even a couple of generations. You never know. Your children might get involved in this business. And that's what we aspire towards. So know that we invest heavily in technology here at DuePoint because it makes business so much more convenient and simple. You can build a channel of distribution today anywhere in the country, overnight. I can be in Johannesburg. I can send someone a WhatsApp in Cape Town. They can join my channel because we've got technology that allows all of that. We don't have printed stuff. Those are items of the past. People will still come to me and say, oh, do you have brochures for me? I look at them like they're Neanderthals. We don't have brochures on anything. We have a website. We've got YouTube channels. We've got social media platforms. Do you have printed application forms that I can take? So no. We don't have printed application forms, right? And so we're very technology focused here at DuePoint. It does make life a lot easier, more convenient. You're not constrained by time or geography. At the same time, we designed the opportunity to be very low risk, to have a really low barrier to entry, because one of our desires is to have social impact for as many South Africans as possible. And so we've designed a business opportunity that has so little risk involved in it. Often when we look at franchise opportunities, I'm always looking at franchise opportunities, there's a huge price tag on those. right? Wouldn't you love to? I've always thought when, especially when I was going through my 20s, how do I get a hold of a petrol station? I'd love to own a petrol station. I've got a friend who owns a petrol station, and she works, let me tell you, 18 hours a day. She works very hard on that petrol. They make a lot of money. Or I thought, I'd love to own a KFC or a McDonald's, right? You think you're just going to print money when you have one of those big franchises. But the price tag on those franchises is huge. 5 million, 7 million down payment just to set the shop up. And so a lot of opportunities in South Africa, especially entrepreneurial opportunities, have got price tags attached to them. Here at DuePoint, there's no price tag attached to DuePoint. We've designed it to be as accessible as possible to South Africans. So you are free, you are at liberty to try DuePoint. Even if you're skeptical, you're still at liberty to try DuePoint because there's no risk attached to it. There should be no fear in taking the step of faith, at least the first step of faith, in engaging with DuePoint. At the same time, no qualifications or experience requirements. And then very important, tied to recurring income, is the ability to build an asset that you have ownership over. So that's very important, the ownership aspect. Because again, if I'm going to say to you, I'd love for you to commit your life to DuePoint, ultimately, know that you're building something that you own. And that means you can sell it. You can sell your channel of distribution. So we've had people sell their channels of distribution for various reasons. We know that assets don't retrench us. They don't stop paying us if we can't go to work for whatever reason. They don't stop paying us when we get to 60, 65 years of age. And they don't disappear when we die. You get to pass wealth onto the next generation, or at least to your spouse when you pass away. You get to build legacy at DuePoint. And so I hope that people would be happy to sacrifice time in building something that they know they have ownership over. And then finally, there's no selling involved at all in our business. That's also a great thing to know. Who would like to be an insurance salesman? None of you. You're making me feel bad because I'm an insurance salesman. Not by trade. My background is actually in design. So I'm a creative director, graphic designer by trade. I ran a digital agency for about 15 years of my life, the best years of my life. And that certainly wasn't recurring income. I had to work for every cent I earned. We had a company of designers and developers, and we all had to work for every cent. And we reset that value to zero. At the end of every single month, we would start at zero again and have to chase this number month after month after month, right? And that's why I see the value in being able to build an asset that can grow and one that pays out recurring income, regardless of your activity. We don't pay you for activity at DuePoint. We pay you for the channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint, and it requires no selling. Your mandate is to go out and connect people to our business opportunity, not to our products. I will tell people about the products. That's my job. It's not your job. Right? And so no one has to be an insurance salesman. You are salespeople of opportunity. That's what you are. Number one commodity in South Africa today is opportunity. And that's what people are looking out for. Right? And so you have to discern yourself from the rest of the opportunities out there, because there's lots of dodgy ones out there, aren't there? Right? And so when people look at you, they've got to go, wow, this person looks serious. They look professional. I can trust them. And so when you go out and you start to build this thing called a channel of distribution, I'll show you what one looks like. It starts with you. You go out, in this little example, you've gone out and connected 5 people. The 5 people go out and connect other people. And this is where the leverage, the power of duplication lies. This is where you can experience exponential growth in your channel, right? And so this could be someone's channel. This is probably grown out to about 8, 9 points. So someone can do this in under a year. And every single wealth engineer, product owner that you see on the screen represented by a dot, is earning you what we call a return every single month. And you could stop. So let's see, what is it? The start of the month. Let's say this is what your channel looked like last month. You could do absolutely nothing for the rest of this month. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Is DuePoint going to pay you at the end of July? Yes. Why? Because we don't pay you for activity. We pay you for the channel that you've built. This is an asset that is creating income. And that's where the wealth truly lies. And look at any wealthy individual. They build assets that they own, that create recurring income. And so that's what a channel looks like from an aerial point of view. How do we work out what we're paying our wealth engineers? It's very simple. It's based on this table. We pay a 27 Rand 50 base fee for every product that you have in your qualified channel, according to how close the product is to you. So the closest people to you are the people that you've introduced personally. We call that your first point. And on your first point, you actually earn double the 27 Rand 50. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product every single month, right? And so if you had 10 people that are paying their products that you've connected to DuePoint successfully, that's suddenly 550 Rand that you're earning every single month. Right? And because we know it's recurring income, we can expound that to annuity income. So that's about 6,000 Rand a year that you suddenly generated just by connecting 10 people. When those people go out and connect more people, that's what we call your second point. And on your second point, again, you earn 55 Rand. If you had 100 people on your first and second point, now suddenly you're earning 60,000 Rand a year. Right? So it can grow very quickly. And so as people start connecting more people in your channel, the product gets further away from you. The further away from you, you see that multiplier reduces all the way down to 0.8. At 0.8, we don't stop you at 0.8. So there's no limitation to how big your channel can get. You can grow it way beyond 0.8. We will keep paying you 4% from 0.8 in theory to infinity. There's no limitation on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. And again, I'll ask you, can you make a long-term commitment to this business, knowing that you're building an asset that you own, that pays out recurring income, and they have no cap on the amount of income that you can earn? There's no limitation to how big that channel can get. Right? We've got people with almost tens of thousands of people in their channels already. They're beyond 0.30 already. We've only been around for 3 years. What can you do in 20 years? If you're persistent in this business? What can you do in 40 years, a lifetime? What can your children do with this business? Right? Because the asset doesn't disappear. You can keep growing it. And so that's the mechanics of the returns. People still want to understand, well, how much effort is required to earn certain sums of money. We've tried to best answer this by building a fairly accurate projection based on a fairly small premise of activity, and that is that you can connect 2 people a month onto your first point. So 2 brand new people every single month, you introduce them onto your first point with some duplication. After 6 months, you'll be at about 2,500 Rand. I usually look around the room at this point when I say 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work to see whether people are bitterly disappointed, if anyone's ready to walk out thinking, I need way more money than this, or is 2,500 Rand good after 6 months worth of work? Nonetheless, when I saw the example, I thought it wasn't very exciting. 2,500 Rand after 6 months. But what I realized was I made the mistake that probably we all make, and that's we think like consumers. We all think like consumers. If I put 2,500 Rand in your hand today, what would you do with it? How quickly would you spend it? How long would it last? And what would you spend it on? Right? This is how consumers think. We give money spending value constantly. How many people look at 2,500 Rand and go, let me use that to make more money? How many honestly do that? Very few of us, right? And that's the paradigm shift that we're trying to achieve at DuePoint, because our business is about wealth creation. When I talk about this company having social impact, it's not just about creating income opportunity for people. We ultimately, at the end of the day, want to see people become wealthy in our business. And what does wealthy mean? What does that mean? I'm wealthy. Does it mean I'm earning a lot? Well, I can tell you one thing that it means for me is that you have absolutely no debt. You're debt-free. All the money that goes into your account, when DuePoint pays you on the 17th, the 18th, when your boss pays you at the end of the month, that money just stays there. There are no SMSs coming from the bank saying debit order, 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 right? And so if we can make that an aspiration of ours to become debt-free as quickly as possible, well, wealth certainly awaits you. And one of the examples we show here is 2,500 Rand. You can turn that into 900,000 Rand in 11 years. If you put that money into a 1 million Rand bond as an additional payment on top of your monthly installment, typically the bond is over 20 years. In this example, extra 2,500 Rand, about 20% extra onto your bond that you would pay. Pay your debt off a little bit faster would result in you paying off that 1 million Rand bond, not in 20 years, but in 11 and a half years. It saves you 900,000 Rand in interest that you would have paid to the bank. Think about that. You financed a 1 million Rand house And putting extra 20% in saves you 900,000, 90% of the value of the house in interest alone. The bank's still making money out of you in this example, but not as much, right? And so we're hoping people will start to think differently about spending their money, especially when it's DuePoint paying you a little bit extra every single month. At month 12, you're earning 9,000 Rand a month. After 24 months, you'll be close to 28,000 Rand. That jumped quickly, right? That's because you have exponential growth available to you in this business if you have a resourceful first point that you're building. After 36 months, close to 46,000 Rand. After 48 months, probably around 70,000 Rand. And then after 5 years, about 85,000 Rand in recurring monthly income, which is about R1 million a year, believe it or not. I know I lose you somewhere along the way. You go, oh, the number's too big. I don't believe you anymore. I know that, right? And so you don't have to connect perhaps with the 85,000 Rand a month. Connect with the first point. What's the first goal that you have in this business? If you think, okay, well, maybe this business will work for me. What's that first goal? Is it 2,500 Rand a month? Just focus on that. Because at DuePoint, your channel can carry on growing. If you can get your channel to grow to 2,500 Rand a month, with time, you can get it to grow to 5,000, to 10,000, to 15,000. See, we have a limited belief set because we work for employers that tell us you can only earn this much because you've only studied this much and you only have this much experience. And so you will never earn more than that because the economy, life dictates to you what you can have. But at DuePoint, we throw that away. We can say anyone can have what they want. If you want 85,000 Rand a month, I don't care about your education. I don't care about your experience. You can have it. If you put your mind to it and you're willing to put the time in, you can have it. And so every month what we have is what we call Tell All Tuesday, where we invite, I might have a voice file in here still. We invite wealth engineers up onto stage every single month. So we've got hundreds of testimonies that you're welcome to go watch on YouTube. And last night we had a fresh Tell All Tuesday. So we've got Natasha Weldrick. She's been up on stage a couple of times because she's been in the business for already 2.5 years and she's had significant impact in the business. Her channel's paying her nearly 9,000 Rand a month. She's a single mother of 3. If you go listen to her testimony, you can see that DuePoint has had significant impact in her life. Because you imagine having an extra 9,000 Rand a month, how that helps as a single mother. I don't know how single mothers operate. We've got a nanny, I've got a wife, me, and the kids, they've taken over our lives. So how do you operate as a single mom? I don't know. So hats off to Natasha. She's from PE. You can see her channel there. So the configuration of her channel, she's got 13 people on her first point. That's it. 13 people on her first point, right? But those 13 people have helped her find 370 people in her channel. She's got a business that is 9 points in size. And next month, that number can go up. And the month after that, it can go up. Where will she be in 7 years' time? Right? So I think we've got a voice.
Good evening, everyone.
We'll skip that. You can go watch that on YouTube. We've got thousands of people joining our business. We're going to look at another lady a little bit later in the presentation, and more relevant when we talk about our incentives. But as I said, we've got hundreds of testimonies. You're welcome to go listen to them. And remember that you're at liberty to take what you want from DuePoint. No one dictates to you what you can have out of DuePoint. The system is identical for everybody. The opportunity is equal for everybody. Right? You have to decide. It's nice to look at everybody. I know it's nice to look at everybody and see what people are doing because that builds a little bit of belief in the system. But I want you to know you can have what you want. If you want more than what you see here, who's stopping you? Honestly, who's stopping you? Right? We look at the reports for the performers. We don't know who's joining. We've got thousands of people joining every single month. It's up to you. It's up to you. You've got to prioritize it. You've got to commit time to it. And you've got to become goal orientated because this really it becomes your business. And only you're accountable to it. Nobody else is accountable to it except yourself. So on top of the returns program, we've got something called the XP Rewards program. So this is additional benefit for our wealth engineers. When your channel gets to certain sizes, milestones, we call them ranks. When you get to certain ranks, there are additional rewards waiting for you. So we have a bit of fun with these. There's a lot of cash checks in the different ranks. But one of the first notable ones that's not a cash check is at rank 5, Business Toolkit. We give you a lot of our business merchandise. You can get this merchandise. You can buy it at any stage. You don't have to wait till you get to rank 5. I hope you will invest in some merchandise because it paints a picture of professionalism, right? If you work for any company where you are in a client-focused role, your company will get you business cards, right? It's no different with DuePoint. Get the business cards, please. We'll send them anywhere in South Africa for you. We'll courier them to you. But get business cards because it plays a huge part in creating a positive first impression when you go out and what we call prospect. We take this further at rank 7. You get 1,000 handmade business cards. They're not printed, they're actually handmade. That's why they cost an absolute fortune, but they make a significant impression because no one has business cards. You tell me anyone who spends 17,000 Rand on a set of business cards. No one does. But we do at DuePoint. Why? Because we want you to make the best impression. If you had to go sit down with somebody and there were 5 other companies represented there, and they all put their business cards down on the table, and you put your 17,000 Rand business card on the table, which is gilded in gold, the logo is foiled in gold, they're 4 times thicker than a normal card, you win. You win. You could be sitting down next to the CEO of De Beers, and his card will look like a cheap business card compared to yours, right? And so we do a lot to try to help you in your prospecting through our rewards program. At rank 9, when you get to rank 9, you've got about 1,000 products in your qualified channel. You'll be earning around 20,000 Rand a month at this stage, and we get to enjoy time away with you and your family because we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference. It's 7 days, and it's all expenses paid trip. It's a 5-star luxury resort, and I don't use those words lightly when I say 5-star and luxury together. I've been to 5-star. You get 5-star and you get 5-star, by the way. This is 5-star on another level, right? The last trip we went on, each individual family had their own butler 24 hours a day. You could tell the butler, go run us a bath. We're going to be back from the pool in an hour, right? They had it was like a pancake ice cream parlor, like a sweet shop. But not like a sweets of heaven where the plastic containers with sweets, people with their grubby hands in. This was luxury. It was a luxury sweet shop, and it was open all day. I think the adults were in there more than the kids were. And you could walk in there, you could say, I want a Belgian waffle. They'll make you a fresh Belgian waffle with some Lindt chocolate on it, and had pancakes. They had anything you wanted. Open all day. And you can enjoy it. This is what you get to enjoy. It is honestly taking a vacation like a millionaire because the rooms are 25,000 Rand a night for your family, right? And so we've booked the next trip already. We've block booked British Airways business class. We only fly business class with your family. When I say it's all expenses paid trip, we don't want you to spend a cent on this trip. And it is honestly an experience that we want you to understand might be a luxury for you now, but with time, 10 years, 20 years in, you'll be doing these vacations anytime on your own budget because you'll be able to afford to live like this through DuePoint, hopefully. So take a look. We've documented our last 2 trips, and I want you to remember that it's available for you. It's not for some people, it's for everybody. So how does that look? Can you imagine yourself there? So I think generally if you are engaged in the business, it'll take you about 2 years to get to rank 9, but you can do it in half the time. The gentleman in the white cap did it in 5 months. 5 months, zero. Opened his laptop in the Spur, got excited by the opportunity, joined. 5 months later, he had 1,000 people in his business, earning 20,000 Rand a month, and joined us on our first rank 9 trip. You can do it faster. Records are made to be broken, right? 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. Brand new car. We pay for the car cash. It is placed in your name. There are no T's and C's. The car's yours. There's no DuePoint stickers on the car. We've got a couple that's about to go rank 11. They missed it by, I think, 12 products in their qualified channel. Right? So they are right there. And that's the car they've decided. They told me yesterday they want this Ford in the bottom right corner. So they're going to have a brand new car parked in their garage very soon. So this is a sneak peek to the rewards program. You can see we had rank 11. We go up to rank 28 in this program. Rank 28. And if you can imagine that the rewards get bigger and better, this is the cheap car. The rank 9 holiday is the cheap holiday, so to speak. Right? There's a lot more waiting for you in the rewards program. So again, I say to you, can you make a long-term commitment to this business? Do you think it would be worthwhile making a long-term commitment? But our business is very much built on the products that we've innovated for South Africans. Again, even our products speak to wealth. Why? Because anyone who has spent any time building any form of wealth in their life will understand the value of protecting that wealth. At least not for them, but for their families. And so Access Wealth is our first product. It's an insurance and an investment product rolled into one. It's only 324 Rand a month. 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. That's in your name. You've got full access to that fund. And the insurance aspect is 120,000 Rands personal accident death cover. So it covers you in the event of any accidental death. And the beauty of that is that we don't have to profile your risk. So the price is the same for everybody. All right? As long as you're over the age of 18, doesn't matter what your health status is, it doesn't matter how old you are, the price is the same for everybody. We try to make all our products as accessible as possible and the same price for everybody. Wealth Guard is our second product, 249 Rand a month only. This is personal accident death cover only to the value of 1 million Rand of cover that you receive with this product, right? So no investment portion here. Again, same price for everybody over the age of 18. So it means there's no medicals. There's no questions about what your blood sugar's like once you put in a claim. Right? It's a very simple claim process, and that means everyone typically gets paid out their claims. Right? We paid 100% of our claims in the last 3.5 years because these are straightforward products. Family Wealth is our third product. It is a funeral cover product. Starts at 299 Rand, gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover, covers up to 5 family members. You get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection as the principal member, so we will cover any liability that you have up to the value of 10,000 Rand upon your death. You can increase this cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. Again, as long as you're over the age of 18, this does have a limit of the age of 70, so you've got to get in before you turn 70. But once you're in, it becomes whole of life. So once you're covered by Family Wealth, you can live till 120 and we will still cover you, right? And there are no excluded pre-existing conditions. Again, it means regardless of your health, and we know it. You know, I'm at the age of 40 now. The nurse asks me more questions normally when I get my life insurance done. And she wants to know, why did you go to the physio 3 times last year? And I had neck pain. Oh, really? You had neck pain? I can see the premium going up with every question she asks me. And so we don't profile you with any of our products. And so we don't price your risk into the product. And that means the pricing is the same for everybody, which is good to know. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is a financially natured product, but it's not typically a financial product because this product for 299 Rand a month allows you to enjoy the discounts and the benefits that we've negotiated with a list of partners that you see there. And so we've tried to cover as broad a spectrum of typically what people spend every single month in the hope that you'll lower your monthly expenditure, right? So we've got data partners, airtime partners, groceries, online retailers, even car manufacturers we have listed through this program. We're always looking for new partners in this program without any increase in the subscription amount. So you'll see every now and again the list will get bigger, the subscription price doesn't go up. So those are the 4 products. Straightforward, same price for everybody. Keeps business very simple. Oh, there's a couple of more there that have popped up. So there are some new ones. Health-focused, beauty-focused. Ladies, show me your nails. See, we've got Sorbet. Sorbet even caters to the men. Right? And so some wonderful partners that you get to engage in. We've got the Achiever Quest. This is a short-term incentive. It runs every single month. This is been very popular because it allows you to make a lot of money very quickly. And so in your first month, you can earn at least 16,500 Rand a month. In your first month in our business. Right? You do it through the Achiever Quest. So the Achiever Quest rewards you for being able to put a large amount of people onto your first point who pay successfully in the same month. So if you're able to do 10 people in the first month or in any month that pay successfully in that same month that they've joined, we'll give you an extra 5,000 Rand. If you do 20, we'll give you an extra 10,000 Rand. And if you do 30 people, we'll give you 15,000 Rand on top of your returns and on top of the rewards that you've earned for the month. Right? So wonderful incentive to be aware of. And that allows me to introduce one of the other ladies we introduced last night, Simasitle. She's hit the Achiever Quest both months in a row. So we only launched it a couple of months ago. She's hit it every single month. Right? That's extra 5,000 Rand that she's earned straight off the bat. And there you go. So she's earned an extra additional 10,000 Rand in the last 60 days. She's only got a business that's 2 points in size. She's got 21 people on her first point. And so you're at liberty to make money really quickly in this business if you want to put that effort in. Then we've got a long-term incentive called the 365 Challenge. If you're able to put 365 people into your first point in the first 365 days of being a wealth engineer, we will make you a millionaire, pretty much. Right? How do we do that? Because if you're able to connect 365 people onto your first point, statistically that will get you to about rank 13, rank 14. So by this time next year, you will be earning about 50,000 Rand a month. You will be, like I said, rank 13 or 14. That means you've got the business card pack, you've got all the checks along the way that we don't mention. You've got the rank 9 holiday, you've got the 17,000 Rand business cards, you've got the car parked in your garage, and you might have the rank 14 Mediterranean cruise, which is a med cruise every single year for the rest of your life. Right? And if you do it in the time frame, so the incentive is to do it in the time frame. If you do it in the time frame, we will give you an extra 365,000 Rand cash check. And then you can hit the Achiever Quest every month as well. So if you, let's say you average 30 people a month, right, doing this, that means you'll get another 15,000 Rand a month, which is another 180,000 on top of the 365,000. So it's about 1.5 million Rand in benefit in 12 months if you engage in this business. And then it doesn't stop there, because in month 13, you've got the 365,000 Rand check, but you're still earning the 50,000 Rand a month, because your channel is earning you that kind of return every single month. Then you've got rank 15 waiting for you, which is a big check. Then there's rank 16, rank 17, right? And so this is really for the people that want to become very focused. This requires 100% focus on DuePoint. You have to connect, on average, a person a day. But just take it a day at a time. If I said to you, I'll give you 1 million Rand if you can connect one person tomorrow, you would do it, right? It would shoot up the priority list. And that's the only way you have to think. A day at a time. Day at a time. One person. So that's available for everybody. Bloemfontein Encounter, just a reminder that Brendan's going down to Bloemfontein on the 20th of July. It's a wonderful opportunity for you to grow your channels nationally if you don't live in Bloemfontein. And so you can invite as many people to this business seminar as possible, because Brendan will help bring the people into your channel, get them signed up. It's really a belief building exercise. So if you can just get people in this conference, in this encounter, majority of them will sign up. So make a list of as many people, contact them, invite them. It's free of charge, right? You can find it under events on our website. Just register yourself and your guests. So the decision for me always, right, because my job's not really to convince you to join our business. My job is to tell you about our business and for you to be able to make an informed decision. But beyond that, so the people that have already decided that they would like to engage in this partnership with us. I hope that at the same time you make an intentional decision about how you're going to fit this business into your life. Because I don't want you to treat us like a gym contract. I know what my gym contract looks like. They've tried to throw me out the gym a couple of times because I haven't been going at all. I want you to treat this as a business that can save your life. Right? And so I wish that you would be very intentional about the time that you decide to commit to it. And it can be full-time, it can be an hour a day, it can be just on the weekends, whatever you decide. But make that decision when you join DuePoint at the same time. It's not just about joining and about wanting all the stuff. It's about what are you going to do to fit us into your life going forward. Perhaps long-term, perhaps lifetime. I will see you in your Speedo on the beach in December. So might as well make a lifetime commitment, right? We become that intimate. A little bit of background on our principles, Constantia, because I want you to be able to go forward without any skepticism, right? Without any doubt, without any worry. Again, long-term relationships are built on trust, right? And trust does take time to forge, but I want you to be able to come out the gates, to start in this business going, I don't have to worry about this business. So know that we are a publicly listed business, which means we are publicly audited. We are a financial and insurance company, so we are regulated by the FSCA constantly. You can go to our website. We are 70 years old. That means we've got a 70-year history that you can go audit and see, are these people, is this a business I can trust? Can I commit to a business? And then again, knowing at the same time, well, there's no risk in our business. You can join DuePoint, try it for a week, and cancel it if you want to. You've lost absolutely nothing in this business. We don't ask you for registration fees or starter kits to buy. There's no boxes of product you have to invest in and take home today. It is a risk-free endeavor. But I want you to have belief and trust in the business, because when you go out and you try to tell people, come look at DuePoint, they will immediately be able to tell whether you have trust in your eyes or not, whether you are a proponent, a brand ambassador, whether you represent this business with passion or not. And if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that belief, you're not going to connect people successfully to our business. So go to our website, go to the Constantia website. There's the FSP number that we operate under. Do as much snooping as you need to. And so with that, I thank you for your time. My wish for every audience that I get to address, always look around, look at the faces. Hope to see more of you. But my wish for you, whether you join us or not, is that you're able to find prosperity this year for yourself. We are halfway through the year. 6 months are done. But we've still got 6 months left. And most certainly you can build prosperity for yourself in the next 6 months. You can build wealth for yourself. You can build a little asset that starts to grow for yourself in the next 6 months. And that's my wish for you. Thank you.